Let me start off by asking, a very solid set of results. Is this sustainable?
Yeah, I think it is sustainable. We've been very careful over the years to set out a strategy for long-term growth so that as well as making some profits each half, we're also investing for future business development into the UK with new formats, into non-food, into services on the internet, and of course internationally. Now, we're just really at the beginning of the development of those businesses, so I'm confident that we can keep this up.
But if you look at what's going on in the UK, the competition is quite keen, as you're aware. Some grocers who hadn't been doing well are starting to do better in terms of putting their acts together. And if you look at like-for-like sales, stripping out expansion, your growth actually in this half is slower than the first half.
No, well, this is the first half of our financial year, and the like-for-like growth is 6.5%. It's 5.5% if you take out petrol, obviously, which has got some high prices in there. 5.5% is really good growth. Most retailers would die for 5.5% same-store sales growth. So that's a pretty good clip, and it comes from bringing new customers in, and those customers also spending more. Now, all economies around the world are a little bit cautious at the moment. Customers are pretty much spent up, but we're finding that they will spend where they see value, and they're seeing value in Tesco.
Let me go back, because you were mentioning your international expansion a moment ago, and in actual floor space, you're adding more than 3 times the floor space in terms of international expansion than you are in the UK. It's a very important part of your overall strategy. Yet in certain places like Thailand, where you've been quite aggressive, you're now running into some possible headwinds. Small shopkeepers there are quite concerned, and there possibly could be a moratorium on you building more stores. What is the latest, and how would that impact you?
Well, it goes with the territory of running an international operation. All governments are trying to balance the various interests within their society, and we've had this before in many places. You discuss it with the authorities, you work a way through. I'm pretty confident that we'll continue to expand. Modern retail has made an important contribution to the Thai economy. We're pleased to be there, and I'm sure we'll go on making an important contribution in the future and be allowed to grow.
2 other areas for expansion. You plan to start operating on the west coast of America, I believe, in 2007. Other British retailers have failed in the U.S. Why are you confident you can make it there? And secondly, what about India? Because you're expected to hear this month whether or not you'll be allowed to operate in India, which is also a very fast-growing market.
Well, America is a big competitive market, but we've done our homework. We're going to develop a format just for the American people in the convenience sector of the market. I'm pretty confident it'll be successful. We're progressing well with all of our various preparations, and those stores open in 2007. Of course, you can't be certain you'll succeed, but you must also not be judged by the failures of other companies. I think we've got to be judged on our own terms, so let's wait and see. As to India, it is an interesting market. Everybody has to be interested in India. We're doing research there. You can't presently invest as a foreign company in retail, so the market would have to open up for Tesco to be able to invest.
And very quickly, because we're just about out of time here, Terry, as you're well aware, you're the company that a lot of people love to hate because of your size. You upset a lot of people, from farmers to environmentalists, and now you're trying to soften your image through a new program. But when I look, in this first half, you made almost 23 billion pounds in sales, and in terms of environmental issues, you're just committing 100 million pounds. A lot of people would say, for a company your size, that's rather small.
Well, most people say it's a large amount of money, and it's a welcome investment into sustainable technology. It's not the only thing we're doing, of course, in terms of how we run our business and the impact that it has on the environment, but it's extra money. It's going into combined heat and power, windmills, recycling. Tesco's going to halve the energy consumption per square foot in our stores. That's a worthwhile target. So actually those figures have been welcomed. And of course, a big company like Tesco has its detractors, but I can tell you many more people love Tesco than hate Tesco.